Hello, I'm Rosalind Axel, and I'm a tutor at the Jacked Greek Summer School. Today I'm going to be talking to you about regular verbs in the present tense and the irregular verb eİmī, I am. This video is aimed at beginner Greek students, and the only thing I'm assuming that you already know is the Greek alphabet. All vocabulary will be given to you, and anything that is new will be explained as much as you need. So, in Greek, verbs change their endings to indicate who's doing them. This is a bit different to English. In English, we have pronouns like I, you, and they, for example. In Greek does have the pronouns, but mostly it uses the endings alone, and that's what we're going to be talking about. There are 6 different endings for a verb, and that depends on the persons of the verb. There are 6 of them. We have first person singular, I, second person singular, you, third person singular, he, she, or it, first person plural, we, second person plural, you, and third person plural, they. This list of persons of the verbs may well be familiar to you from studying other ancient or modern languages. So these endings in Greek. For I, the verb ends with o. For you, singular, eis. For he, she, or it, a. For we, omen. For you, plural, ete. And for they, ousi. O, eis, a, omen, ete, ousi. You'll notice that the third person plural form has a nu in brackets after it. This is called a movable nu, and you'll see it if the word following it starts with a vowel or if the verb is at the end of a sentence. So it could be ousi or ousin. The ending is placed onto the verb stem. So here's the verb power, meaning I stop or I am stopping. The stem of this verb is the pow part. This is what tells us that it means stop. We get the English word pause from it. So the pow is telling us that it means stop. The ending o is telling us that it is I who am stopping. Here's another example. The verb esthio means I eat or I am eating. The esthi bit tells us that this is the verb to do with eat. The o tells us that it is I who am doing it. So this is what power in the present tense looks like. Pao, pawes, pawe, pawomen, pawete, pawusi. And you can see there the stem running the same all the way down, and then those endings that we saw in the previous slide added onto them. In Greek, the present tense has one set of endings for what we can translate it into 2 sets of endings in English. So pao can mean both I stop, a simple present tense, and the continuous form, I am stopping. The context in the translation that you are doing will tell you which sounds better in English in that particular place. Here are some examples for you to practice. I've given you some different verb stems and a translation. You need to choose which of the 6 endings goes on these stems to make up the English form on the right. In a moment, I'm going to give you some help by putting those endings on this page as well. But if you want to have a go before I do that, pause this video now. I'm now going to give you the endings. So if you want to have a go now, pause the video at this point. All right, let's go through these. For we eat, the ending is a first person plural, so we need omen. Esthi omen, we eat. For she goes, we need the third person singular ending for he, she, it. That's a. So we have baine, she goes. For you singular guard, we need the second person singular, eis. So we have phulaseis, you guard. For they are leading, we need the third person plural. That's ousi or ousin. So we have agousi, they are leading. For I am speaking, we need the first person singular. That's o. So I am speaking is lego. These are the endings that you're going to see on the vast majority of verbs in Greek in the present tense. They're a really important set of endings. O, eis, e, omen, ete, usi. However, there are also some irregular verbs, and we're going to look at the most common and most useful of them now. And that is eİmī, meaning I am. Eİmī, e, esti, esmen, este, eisi. I am, you are, he, she, it is, we are, you are, they are. You can see that there are some connections to the endings like you've seen on power. The men on esmen for we, the te on este for you plural are. However, that's probably where the similarities end. And in the end, and ultimately, you're just going to have to learn these as a new set of verb endings. Eİmī, e, esti, esmen, este, eisi. We're now going to do some examples with some simple sentences to translate. In order to do that, you're going to need to know something about nouns and the definite article meaning the. This will be mainly covered in more detail in another video. However, for the purposes of this exercise, you need to be able to recognise the singular and plural forms of the definite article. So, the in the singular is ho, he, or to. In the plural, it could be hoi, hai, or ta. So, for example, the horse is ho hippos, but you can tell that hoi hippoi is plural, the horses, because it has a plural definite article. If you see a noun in Greek without an article, it's simply translated as a or an. Onwards to the sentences. Here are 5 sentences. I've given you all the vocabulary you need on the right. However, I have not given you any information about the verbs. Those will be on previous slides. Pause the video now to have a go at these sentences. All right, let's go through them. For number 1, Hergune esti sofer. We've got Hergune meaning the woman, and we've got sofer meaning wise. Esti comes from the irregular verb from eİmī. So here's the form of eİmī. It's the third person singular, the he, she, it is form. So we have the woman is wise. For number 2, hoi hippoi trekousin. Here we've got the word for horse, hippos, and we've got treko meaning run. This is a regular verb, so here are the regular verb endings. Trekousin is the they form, they run, and we can also tell that it's got to be they because hoi hippoi has a plural definite article. So we end up with the horses run, or alternatively, the horses are running. For number 3, takeos bainomen. In this sentence, we don't have any nouns at all. That means we need to look at the ending of the verb to work out who's doing it. Baino is a regular verb, so we need the regular verb endings. Omen is the first person plural ending, we. So this sentence reads, we are going quickly, or we go quickly. Number 4, philioi este. Again, there are no nouns here, so in order to work out who is friendly, we need to work out what form of eİmī este is. It's the second person plural, you form. So philioi esti means you are friendly. And finally, we have philosophos eİmī. Philosophos is the word for philosopher. There is no definite article in this sentence, so we know it has to be a philosopher. eİmī, we need to work out which form of that verb it comes from. It's the first person singular. Therefore, the sentence reads, I am a philosopher. This concludes my talk on regular present tense verbs and eİmī. If you want to learn more, go along to our website, www.greeksummerschool.org. Thank you very much.